Welcome to Troublemakers Daily, your daily missive of fierce compassion and bold clarity. I'm Danielle, a founding member of the Troublemakers community. Today, let's talk about the revolutionary power of moving forward, not away. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett reminds us, I don't run from fights, I run towards them. I don't shy away from advocating for what's right. Consider the difference between those two movements, running away versus running toward, between averting your gaze or locking your eyes, between stepping back and stepping in. The entire trajectory of our lives, our communities, and our world hinges on which direction we choose when discomfort rises, when injustice appears, when truth demands to be spoken. We live in a culture that glorifies comfort, that pathologizes conflict, that teaches us to prioritize peace at all costs, even when that peace is merely the absence of tension rather than the presence of justice. We're taught that good people don't make waves, that rage isn't becoming, that advocacy should always be polite, palatable, patient. But what if the most profound act of love for yourself, for others, and for our collective humanity is sometimes running towards the very fight you've been conditioned to avoid? What if progress has never come from comfortable conversations, but from those brave enough to initiate uncomfortable ones? This isn't about seeking conflict for conflict's sake. It's not about the adrenaline rush of confrontation or the righteousness of being right. It's about recognizing that transformation rarely happens in spaces of ease. It happens at edges and friction, and the courageous choice to engage rather than to retreat when something matters deeply. So what does running toward rather than away look like in practice? It might mean raising the issue in the meeting that everyone else is dancing around. It might mean pointing out the harmful patterns in your family that's been normalized for generations. It might mean advocating for the client whose needs are being dismissed by systems meant to serve them. It might look like calling in someone whose words cause harm, even when it would be easier to let it slide. It might be challenging the policy that seems neutral but impacts communities unequally. It might be naming your own needs, even when you've been taught they're excessive or inconvenient. Today, I invite you to identify one situation you've been avoiding, one conversation, one boundary, one truth that needs speaking, and consider what it would mean to move toward it rather than away. Not recklessly, not without preparation, but with clear intention to engage rather than sidestep. Remember, your voice matters, your perspective matters. Your courage to confront what others avoid ripples out in ways you may never fully witness. And while not every fight is yours to take on, your energy is finite and your discernment is crucial. The habit of turning toward rather than away from what matters builds a muscle that changes everything. Ask yourself, what would become possible if I stopped waiting for permission to advocate? What could shift if I trusted that my voice, my action, my persistence has value simply because it comes from a place of care? What fights have I been running from that actually deserve the gift of my engagement? Take this with you into your day. Your work matters, you matter, and your willingness to run towards rather than away is the cornerstone of all meaningful change. This is Troublemakers Daily, brought to you by troublemakers.art. Until next time, keep making good trouble.